butterfly and the storm, the meadow had never known fear. It was a place of endless sunshine, where wild flowers swayed lazily, and the air carried the hum of bees and the gentle flutter of wings. Among its many creatures lived Leora, a butterfly whose wings shimmered with gold and azure. She had never flown beyond the valley. The world outside felt too big, too uncertain. One afternoon, as Leora sipped nectar from a daisy, she noticed the horizon darkening. Thick clouds rolled in like an invading army, swallowing the blue sky. A sudden gust bent the flowers to the ground. The meadow murmured with alarm. Ants scurried, beetles dug into the soil, and the bees fled to their hives. "Find shelter, Leora," called an old grasshopper, but she froze. The wind was rising, and with it came a deep, distant rumble. Her wings trembled, not from the cold, but from a fear she had never known. The first raindrop struck her like a stone. Another followed, and soon they were falling in torrents. Leora darted toward the thicket where she had always rested, but the wind caught her mid-flight, tossing her like a leaf. She fought to stay upright, her wings beating frantically, but each gust seemed determined to pull her higher, farther, away from everything she knew. The storm raged on. Lightning split the sky, and the world became a blur of gray and silver. Leora's wings grew heavy with rain. Her flight faltered, and she was thrown into the hollow of a tree trunk. She clung to the bark, gasping, heart pounding. Time stretched. The storm roared above, but in the hollow's shelter she began to breathe again. And there, in the dim safety, she noticed something. Tiny green shoots growing in the damp wood, fragile yet stubborn. They had survived the wind. They were still here. She thought of the meadow. She thought of the way the flowers leaned on each other when the breeze was strong. She thought of the bees who always returned to their hive no matter how far they had gone. When the storm finally began to fade, Leora crawled to the edge of the hollow. The air was fresh, smelling of rain and earth. The sun broke through in a single beam, turning every drop into a shard of light. Her wings were battered but still intact. She launched herself into the air, rising shakily but with purpose. The meadow was far away, but she knew now that she could reach it. When she arrived, the flowers were bent but not broken. The grasshopper nodded at her return. "The storm is never the end, little one," he said. "Sometimes it's just the wind that teaches us how to fly stronger." Leora looked at the horizon, still heavy with distant clouds, and felt no fear. She had faced the storm and found her wings again. And in that moment she realized storms don't always take you away from home. Sometimes they show you the way back.